Good day, class. My name is Aladeokin Olumide James. I will be taking you on the topic titled nitrogen cycle. And I want to believe that we all know what groups are. For instance, saying I belong to a particular group, another person belongs to another group. That's what I'm just trying to let us to know. So as I've said earlier, we are going to be talking about nitrogen cycle. At the end of this class, I want to believe that you should be able to give a short description of nitrogen, then state the importance of nitrogen to all living organisms. Wow, this is something that we need to understand. That's right. 4 eyes, you are nothing without me. While I'm an essential part of any protein, even yours, you are still a so-so professor with no chance of tenure. Ha ha. That's a microorganism talking to a professor there. Quite interesting. Now, let's quickly introduce ourselves to the study of nitrogen. The majority of Earth's atmosphere contains 78% atmospheric nitrogen, making it the largest source of nitrogen. However, nitrogen has limited availability for biological use, which is leading to scarcity of its use in many types of ecosystems. Nitrogen is a critical element for plants to grow and also for production. It is a major component of chlorophyll, the most important pigment needed for photosynthesis in plants, as well as amino acid, the key building block of proteins. It is also found in other important biomolecules, such as ATP and nucleic acids. We are talking about the introduction to nitrogen cycle. Are the form of nitrogen available to living organisms? Although it is one of the most important abundant elements, which we've said earlier that it's about 78% present in the atmosphere, it is not readily available for plant use because it has something that we call the triple bonds. Plants can only utilize reduced form of this element and acquire this form of combined nitrogen by addition of amino or nitrate fertilizer, application of amino to soil, the release of these compounds during organic matter of decompositions, biological nitrate fixation. Well, because of the importance of nitrogen to agricultural products, maintenance of the biodiversity, and in order to ensure its abundance presence in the soil, there is need to systematically incorporate plants that can help fix nitrogen into soil, thereby recycling the nitrogen in nature. Take, for instance, look at this picture, which I want to believe that in one way or the other, we all have seen a little garden behind our house, a little garden in the school. As you walk past the way, you see plants, green plants, very green plants. It is because there's enough of nitrogen in them. Nitrogen is in them. That is why they could flourish just the way you can see. Also, you can see this picture. You can see the NPK fertilizer being applied into the soil. That is nitrogen being applied into the soil. Let's go further. What is nitrogen cycle then? The nitrogen cycle is a repeated cycle of processes during which nitrogen moves through both living and non-living things. That is the atmosphere, soil, water, plant, animal, and bacteria. Bacteria can cause the composition or breaking down of organic material in soil. In order to move through the different part of the nitrogen and part of the cycle, nitrogen must change forms. In the atmosphere, nitrogen can exist as a gas called the N2, but in soil, it exists as nitrogen oxide, NO, and nitrogen dioxide, NO2. And when used as a fertilizer, can be found in other forms such as ammonia, NH3, which can be processed even further into a different fertilizer, ammonium nitrate or NH4NO3. Take a look at this picture. You also too must have seen some plants whereby they are not doing well, they are not growing well. It is as a result of not enough nitrogen in them. Recall we said that nitrogen is needed in plant to grow, to flourish, and to have enough plants on them, leaves on them. But once there is no enough nitrogen, this is what you have. Dear class, I want you now to go. We are done for this teaching. The next form of teaching that we'll be talking about is the nitrogen, some organisms that are responsible for the nitrogen life cycle. Thank you for listening. Bye.